Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 21 of our Christmas calendar here on the channel. And now it's time to take a look at another top 5 video that has never been shown before. And this top 5 video is where I'm ranking the updates that has been done in Golf Clash. I've been part of this game since early 2017, and the game got launched at the end of 2016 or just at the beginning of 2017. There are some unclear thoughts about that, but I've been with this game for so long and been through many things here, and there are some updates that do stand out that has been improving the excitement and the fun when it comes to this beautiful game called Golf Clash. And I'm gonna rank them from 5 down to 1, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, especially if you have your own idea of what was the favorite update that you believe improved the excitement and the fun for you, because it doesn't have to be the same that it is for me. So again, another video that you have never seen before. I'm excited to bring forward top 5 updates that has been done in the game to improve the excitement and the fun. Enjoy. Number 5, we're gonna talk about an update that was maybe not an update that was talked about that much, but it has actually had a pretty significant impact of catching players that did cheat. And that was I don't know exactly when it was, but I think it was back in 2017. And what that update did was to change how the needle was working in the game. It was changed from being client side to then be server side. And what that means essentially is that it became a possibility then to catch a hack that was very big at that stage, which was a perfect shot hack, which there was a lot of players being banned for that you never thought used it. And obviously we're not going to go into any names and stuff like that, but that update had a big impact of that. And obviously I don't know really what's going on behind the scenes at Playdemic's headquarters and how they catch people, but I remember that specifically and how it was communicated as well to the community. It was most definitely a way of then being easier to catch those that were trying to cheat. For number 4, it's a prism, and the prism is, for those that don't know, is a way for players that has maxed out clubs to trade those club cards in and to then receive club cards for clubs you haven't maxed out, or if you have all the clubs maxed out, or at least all but 2 maxed out, you will then start to get special balls in your prism. And the reason I think that's a big update to lift up is that there has been or was loads of complaints about that. There was loads of players that had and got a lot of extra cards, especially when you won tournaments and stuff like that. And it was just a matter of like, what's the point really? I mean, obviously we knew that the clubs would receive an extra level at some point, and that eventually came when we got level 8 epics and stuff like that. But the prism has really allowed players with extra club cards to actually use them in some way and get some value back from it. Now I know there are different thoughts about the prism, and I would love to hear your thoughts about that. Do you think it's enough that how it is today, or would you like to have more? Or obviously but would you see it would be better to have less trades, meaning that you have maybe a couple a week, or you think we should have more, like a couple of trades a day? Because obviously, I mean, if you play a lot, you get a lot of club cards, and then in the end you are in the same type of situation, even though you're using the prism to trade in some of the extra club cards. So it's would be very interesting to hear your thoughts, but it was definitely a very big and good update. As number 3, I want to lift up the update when we started to receive 9-hole cups in the game. After been playing the game, at least from my end, I've been playing for a very long time, having to play tour play and or tournament play it became obviously a bit stale. We needed something extra, and I think the 9-hole cups was an absolute beautiful update because it gave us the element of tournament play, but it made it shorter. Now obviously we have 3 days to play the tournament, and I honestly think that's perfect. And it's people in that case play the 9-hole cups a little bit less seriously. Not everyone, but I do personally and stuff like that, because it is 9 holes and you could easily go in and wing it to a bigger extent, and you can get a decent score and have a high finish. And there is a lot of players playing the 9-hole cups as well because it's less time consuming. That's one big issue I've had with the game for a very long time, that it is very time consuming to play this game, and I think the 9-hole cups was a step in the right direction, allowing a format in the game that was not that time consuming, but also rewarded players a nice way. But what do you think about that when it comes to the rewards? I do hear a lot of thoughts about the 9-hole cup rewards not being good enough when it comes to club cards and balls and stuff like that. So let me know what you think about that. Do you agree with that, or do you think it's good as is? I would love to hear that. As number 2 of the top 5 biggest updates in Golf Clash, I would like to say clans. In September 2018, we were super hyped. I was spending so many hours creating different clans and stuff like that. Maybe I spent too many hours, to be honest, but I was super excited. We have heard about clans for a long time, and it was finally time to get together with friends and play play together and compete in a different way. And the clans has definitely been a change that is still to this day one of the ones that has made the biggest impact for me in terms of me liking the game that I'm playing, because being able to interact with fellow Golf Clashers in different chats, Discord and stuff like that is something that it's something that I have absolutely loved and still love to this day. Now Discord is a pretty recent thing that clans have started to do in a bigger extent, to be able to speak to each other and stuff like that. But the clans was a massive update, and I think that should be categorized as probably the biggest update that was done to the game, and I hope that the game makers will eventually evolve and build out when it comes to the clan system, because I believe it's time to do something and freshen it up, so to speak. So clans as number 2 as the top 5 updates. As number 1, and how weird this may sound, but getting tournaments into Golf Clash was actually an update. It was not something you had from start, because when the game was launched, it was only tour play. You could play up to tour 10 and not further than that. And once you max that out, which I was lucky to do very quickly, then you just continue to grind. And then they released tournaments. I remember it was April 2017. We got the first ever tournament, which was the US Champions Tournament, if I'm not mistaken. A full 18-hole tournament, or like a standard tournament like we are having today, like 9 holes to play in the qualifying, and then obviously the opening, the weekend round, which resulted in having the highest division as expert division, and was only 2 weekend round brackets, where the goal score was -21, and me coming silver, I shot a -19. I was super pleased with -19. Nowadays, obviously, I wouldn't even qualify for the weekend, but that was a big update. Truly created a boost in the game, and the game really, after having tournaments, was just, it skyrocketed. And I do believe that the tournament update, obviously together with the tour that was already there, but especially tournament update made Playdemic in Golf Clash to win, I think it was 2018 award for being the best mobile game or something like that. And that was fun. I mean, that was when tournaments came. I remember when once again, when I was playing my round and I was done and I was high in the bracket, I was literally checking every 5 minutes. It was just stupid, but at the same time, really fun. The tournaments is, in my opinion, the absolute biggest and the best update the game has had. And obviously it's easy for people that haven't played this game thinking that tournaments has always been in the game, but it hasn't. It came once again in April 2017, and approximately 5 months after the game was released to the public. Alright, so there you have my top 5 when it comes to updates in the game. You probably noticed that I left out win changes, I left out tier system, because I truly don't believe those 2 updates has been as positive as the other 5 updates that I listed. I've said my thoughts about the win changes, I've said my thoughts about the tiers. I agree with tiers in the idea with tiers is good. I just think it could have been done a little differently. But obviously, I'm not the one that is deciding what happens in the game. I can only have opinions, and that's kind of what I'm looking for from you as well. Make sure to comment in the comment section below with your top 5 updates in the game, or just your favorite update in the game, and stuff like that. And I would love to start to continue the discussion there.